Hey everyone! Welcome back to my new video. Today, we're going to discuss a very common and important question. Can you register multiple works under one copyright application in India? If you're an artist, content creator, musician, writer, or software developer who creates multiple works regularly, this video will help you understand whether you can protect all of them together under a single filing, and what the rules actually say. So let's get started. In today's creative world, it's common for individuals and businesses to produce multiple works, be it songs, articles, designs, or software. Naturally, a common question arises. Can I register all my works under one copyright application in India? This is an important question, especially for artists, content creators, and entrepreneurs who regularly produce creative material. Registering each work separately may seem time-consuming and costly, but is there a way to protect multiple works together in a single filing? In this detailed guide, we'll break down everything you need to know about registering multiple works under one copyright application in India, including legal provisions, exceptions, examples, and practical advice. Understanding copyright registration in India. Before we get into multiple works, let's understand what copyright registration means. Copyright is a legal right granted to the creator of an original work, such as a book, song, film, photograph, or software, giving them exclusive control over how it's used, distributed, and monetized. In India, copyright is governed by the Copyright Act, 1957, and the Copyright Rules, 2013. The registration process is handled by the Copyright Office under the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade (DPIT), Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Once registered, the creator, author or owner, receives a copyright certificate, serving as legal proof of ownership, which is useful in case of infringement or dispute. Can you register multiple works in one copyright application? The short answer is no. Generally, you cannot register multiple works under one single application in India. Each individual work, whether literary, artistic, musical, or cinematographic, is considered separate and unique under the law. Therefore, the Copyright Office requires a separate application and fee for each work. Legal basis. According to Rule 70 of the Copyright Rules, 2013, every application for registration of copyright shall be made separately in respect of each work. This means that each piece of work, for example, a book, a painting, or a song, must be filed with its own Form 14 and prescribed fee. So if you are registering 5 songs, 5 separate applications, 10 articles, 10 separate applications, 3 short films, 3 separate applications, each one must be filed individually. Why separate applications are required? The main reason you can't club multiple works under one application is because of how copyright ownership and rights are determined. Each work has its own author or owner, falls under a different category of work, literary, musical, etc., has different creation and publication dates, may have different commercial usage or licensing terms. To ensure clear ownership and legal protection, the government requires individual registration for each work. However, there are some exceptions. While separate registration is the rule, there are a few exceptions where multiple works can be grouped under one application, provided they form part of a single composite work or common project. Let's look at them. 1. Multiple songs in one album. If you are registering multiple songs that are part of one music album, you can file one application for the entire album, provided all songs are created and owned by the same artist or producer, and the album is released as one unit, not individual singles. Example: if you composed 8 songs for an album titled Soul Beats Volume 1, you can file one copyright application for the whole album, instead of each song individually. Note: if each song has a different lyricist, composer, or singer, then separate registrations are advisable for clarity of ownership. 2. Series of photographs or paintings. If you have a collection of artistic works that form part of a single creative project, such as a photo series titled Colors of Assam, or A painting collection under one exhibition name. You can register the entire collection as one work, provided they are published or presented together. However, if each photograph or painting stands independently, or was created on different dates for different clients, they must be registered separately. 3. Periodicals, magazines, and journals. If you publish a magazine or journal, you can register the magazine title and format as one work and each issue or volume as a separate work if needed. In this case, registration can cover a series of works that follow a recurring format. 4. Software with documentation. When registering a computer program or software, the related user manuals, interface designs, and help files can be included in the same application, as long as they are part of the same software product. Example: if you developed accounting software named FinTrack Pro, you can include source code, object code, user guide, screenshots, or UI samples in a single application under the software category. 5. Compilation or collection works. If your work is a compilation like an anthology or database, you can register the entire collection as one work, but copyright protection will only apply to the selection, the arrangement, and the presentation of the data or content, not to the individual elements themselves. Example: if you publish 100 Best Poems of 2025, you can register the compilation as a single work, but the copyright for each poem still belongs to the original authors. How to register multiple works the right way. If you're dealing with multiple works, here's how to go about it. Step 1. Identify each work. List out all your works, like songs, designs, articles, or programs. Determine which ones belong to the same project or category, can be grouped under one title, must be registered individually. Step 2. Choose the correct application type. Visit the official Copyright Office website and create an account. Use Form 14 for registration. Each application should clearly state the type of work, literary, artistic, musical, etc., the title of the work or collection, the author and owner's name, the year of creation/publication. Step 3. Attach necessary documents. For each work, you'll need 2 copies of the work, digital or physical, no objection certificates, if applicable, details of ownership or agreement. Step 4. Pay the fee. The registration fee varies depending on the category. As of 2025, literary or artistic work, 500 Indian rupees per work, cinematograph film, 5,000 Indian rupees per film, sound recording, 2,000 Indian rupees per work, software, 5,000 Indian rupees per application. Step 5. Submit and track. Submit your application online and track it on the portal. Once reviewed and approved, the Registrar of Copyrights will issue a certificate of registration for each work. Practical examples. Scenario: can you file one application? Explanation: 5 different songs by one artist, yes. If part of one album, one composite album can be filed together. 5 different blog posts, no, each blog is a separate literary work. A collection of poems in one book, yes, treated as one literary work. 3 short films, no, each film is a separate cinematographic work. Software with user manual, yes, one work with related documentation. Benefits of filing separate applications. Although it may seem more work, registering each creation separately offers several benefits. Clear ownership. Avoids confusion in collaborations. Individual licensing options. You can sell or license each work separately. Better protection. Each certificate can be used independently in legal disputes. Ease of tracking infringement. Helps identify which specific work was copied. Common mistakes to avoid. Trying to combine unrelated works into one application. Submitting incomplete documents for grouped works. Not mentioning publication details or ownership correctly. Using one certificate to claim rights over unregistered works. Avoiding these mistakes ensures smoother processing and stronger protection. Conclusion. To sum up, While the idea of saving time and money by registering multiple works in one go sounds appealing, Indian copyright law requires separate applications for each distinct work. However, if your works form part of a single album, collection, compilation, or project, you can group them under one application, provided they share the same ownership and creative purpose. When in doubt, it's always better to file separately to avoid complications later. After all, each of your creative works deserves its own legal identity and protection. About VMK Professionals. VMK Professionals is a trusted name in intellectual property registration across India. We provide expert services for copyright registration, trademark filing, design registration, Startup India certification, company incorporation, and more. Our experienced team ensures accurate documentation, hassle-free online filing, legal compliance under the Copyright Act, 1957. Contact VMK Professionals today to safeguard your creative works individually or as a collection, and get peace of mind knowing your creations are fully protected. And that's it for today's video. I hope you learned something new about whether you can register multiple works under one copyright application in India. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more such legal and creative insights. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.